Well, welcome to another chapter in the saga of Hal's Garage here. I haven't got a whole lot done. We've been out of town for a couple weeks, but I got a couple weeks work done. If you remember, this is the Dana 70 that I'm getting ready to use. I had pulled this axle tube out last time it was out. I managed to, I froze this, I heated this and pushed it all together, and then I plug welded it back in. So that rascal's a really narrow job now. I had the axles shortened. This was 10 5/8 inches longer. They cut it and resplined it. These guys just go right in here like that. So, and then there's a yoke. We've got this assembly here that will go out to the half shafts that I'm in the process of having built right now. I was going to show you some of the changes I made to this differential. This differential is now running, it will now be running upside down. It's still running on the right side of the ring gear, so it's got plenty of strength. But the oiling can be an issue in these things. Originally, if you can see this plate here, kind of an ugly job, but I welded it in and then just used some JB weld in here to make sure it was sealed up really well. This was a window that went through and oiled the pinion bearing here, the outboard pinion bearing, and also worked its way under and worked out forward and got the small front bearing. So what I've done, I've been able to we don't get the light on this. These things had a casting that had another window in it on the bottom, which is now the top. So I was able to. What I've done, I've just welded this little tab in here, which is similar to what they had here. As the oil is slung up, it'll be pulled down into it'll go back down into this cavity here. Now I was able to drill this. Let me flip this around. I was able to get in here. Boy, it's going to be difficult to show you that. Let me see. There we are. Can you get the camera right down? And we're looking right down in here. I was able to hole saw through here and open up a cavity, so the oil will now come through and feed that bearing. Well, you can see this slot here. This was the original location where they oiled this outside bearing. What I've done, I've drilled right here. I was able to drill down through here and open it up into that cavity there. So now it's 180 degrees from what it was originally. So all the oiling should be just fine. I've moved the breather to what is now going to be the top of the differential. Again, I placed a little shield here so the oil, as it's being slung around, doesn't go directly into that. The original casting had this piece here. This was the original location for that breather, and now it's here. So anyway, this guy is getting ready to go together. Like I say, I'm waiting on the half shafts. I've sent them out to be built. But we look over here. You can see the mounting here for that differential. The differential, of course, sits in here. I've rubber mounted these guys. So you can see the rubber mounts here. You can see those rubber mounts there, and of course the back here. And that'll isolate the sound. So, and that should work pretty well. Let's see. I redid the motor mounts. I didn't like them from the very beginning. They were just really ugly, and they didn't really seem that tough, to be honest. Seems like I was getting some deflection. So I took some plate and just redid this back here. You can see I've got the radiator mounted now. This guy should work just fine. It doesn't have anything else other than just a radiator. There's no charge air cooler or trans cooler or oil cooler or anything else involved in it. It's just strictly a radiator. I had a pusher fan made for it, and so obviously the regular fan's actually a pusher fan, but it's run in reverse because of the serpentine belt setup. So I had to have this. Find this fan here. I'm using a electronic fan clutch. Actually, it's the same fan clutch I'm using on the 6.5 swap. It's certainly going to need some way to turn it on. You don't have your typical fan clutch, so this electronic one should be just perfect. And just one other thing. This is a charge air cooler. I don't know if how familiar you are with these things. This is what Ford uses on their Power Strokes. They're very efficient. They're nice. It's a really nice small package. You can see the air in and out, or I may have them reversed there. In the water, all you're doing is you're running water through this to a separate radiator, and then you're cooling your air charge. You're running your air from the turbocharger into this and back into the motor. So this makes a nice tidy package back here. Makes cooling it a doable object. Putting that charge air cooler in the back would have been difficult. So this small water pump that I've installed, this guy is strictly for the charge air cooler system, and that radiator will be up front in the location of the original radiator, along with the air conditioning condenser. Alrighty, well, that's about all I got for today. Thanks for watching.